Hello, I am your teacher, Mr. Pacitti, and this is my classroom here in San Antonio, Texas. So put away your mobile phones, put away your big, thick, throbbing schlongs. It's time to concentrate. It's time to study. This is SmackDown Live, and this is Graded. We start with a recap from this week's Raw, where Braun Strowman proper bollocked Bobby Lashley through the LED panel. They both had to be taken to a nearby medical facility, aka hospital, and apparently Braun Strowman may have a fractured spleen or something, I don't know. It's time for the Kevin Owens Show. This week's host is Kevin Owens. His guests tonight are Drew McIntyre and the best in the world, Shane McMahon. They're here to hype the tag match at Extreme Rules. The Undertaker and Roman Reigns are nowhere to be seen because, like balls, is Big Mark turning up 2 nights in a row. And Roman Reigns, well, he's only a SmackDown superstar. Why would he be here? Shane says he is not afraid of the Undertaker and then changes the match at Extreme Rules to a no-holds-barred match. Drew says, hey, I'm really hard, and we're definitely going to win the match. And then KO re-rolls the footage from Raw and says, hey, it certainly looks like you were afraid of the big spooky old man. Drew starts getting in Kevin's face, but they are interrupted by Dolph Ziggler, and then Kevin Owens, man of the night as far as I'm concerned, goes completely bozo on Dolph, saying, I know what you're going to say. It should be me. It's not going to be me. It should have been you 8 years ago. It's not going to happen. Just get over it. Man of the night. By a mile. He was so on form yesterday. And with that, it's worth mentioning that he certainly does not feel like a proper heel anymore. He was hilarious, which he's done very effectively while being a heel before, but he was getting really big pops last night and not saying anything even remotely heelish, which I'm actually all for because I don't feel like babyface Kevin Owens was properly explored. He turned so quickly on the New Day to set up the Kofi stuff, and I'm actually quite excited about this. Sure, it would be nice to have a reason for Kevin Owens turning back babyface, but I like it still. Dolph and Kevin then start arguing about who should be next in line to get a WWE title shot, and Shane says, neither of you. Definitely not, but he is going to set up a match later tonight. The team of Dolph and Kevin Owens taking on Heavy Machinery. The winning team will go into a triple threat tag team title match at Extreme Rules, taking on 2 members of the New Day, Big E, Xavier, and the tag champs Daniel Bryan and Rowan. And then they play Shane's music for like a second. Dolph and Kevin square off. How will they ever get along? Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. It's the main event. And then Kevin has to sort of go, oh, play my music. It's my show. Awkward. This gets a C+, kicking things off with a 15+ minute promo featuring Shane McMahon isn't my idea of fun, but Kevin Owens is responsible for that plus because he was so entertaining. He made this more entertaining than it had any right to be. He was, as I say, just completely on form. So fun. It still dragged a little bit, but not too much, and that is thanks to Kevin Owens. Big E versus Daniel Bryan is up next. Things start out fun. Big E gyrating all over the place, bending over Daniel Bryan and spanking his little vegan arsehole. Not the hole. Just the arse, spanking his arse, and then things get a bit more serious as Daniel Bryan starts laying in kicks and Big E hitting some big power moves, not the arsehole. Rowan attacks Big E on the outside. This allows Daniel Bryan to hit the running knee, picking up the win and a B in the process. The heels picking up a heelish win and effectively putting the focus on that triple threat tag match at Extreme Rules. All good stuff. Next up, it's time for a moment of bliss, except it's not. It's time for a moment of Cross. Your host tonight is Nikki Cross. Nikki says that she bloody loves Alexa, and her guest tonight is the SmackDown Women's Champion, Bayley. Bayley comes out and essentially says that, hey, I'm surprised that Alexa even let you do this, putting the spotlight on you, Nikki Cross. She calls Alexa Bliss a liar, and then Nikki says, I'm fed up of you dragging Alexa's name through the dirt. Bayley then trying to reason with Nikki Cross, saying that I don't know why it's Alexa that's getting all of these opportunities. When it's you, Nikki Cross, you are the one winning all of the matches. This sets up Bayley versus Nikki Cross right now. An alright match here which gets a C+. Nikki bringing the fire immediately and a competitive match generally, but a curious and unexpected result as Bayley hits the Bayley to belly, and then pins Nikki clean. I don't really get this. I should be happy that a babyface champion is winning matches, but also the story here is that Alexa has been failing while Nikki has been succeeding, doing the work for Alexa, so having her just be beaten clean doesn't seem to make that much sense. I think this would have benefited more from a dodgy finish and Alexa running, something like that. I guess the story now is that Nikki is a loser and therefore is of no use to Alexa Bliss, who has been manipulating her all along, but I can't quite figure it out. I'm happy to be proven wrong on this one, but it doesn't seem the most intelligent way to further the storyline. I think there's more that they could have got out of it. Time will tell. WWE Champion Kofi Kingston is out next for an interview with Kayla Braxton, but it's not just Kofi. Joe will also be involved. Joe immediately cuts Kayla off, asks her to leave the ring. I'm immediately captivated by this. Anytime Joe speaks, I'm captivated, but he was especially great last night. He starts bringing up the fact that Kofi relies on the New Day and that he needs them. They are a vital component in his success. Kofi responds saying he did this on his own while Samoa Joe is out there losing his US title to Ricochet, and then Joe calls him a tool, saying that he just wants to go and sell t-shirts. He doesn't care about the WWE Universe. I'm not doing this justice at all. This is one that you definitely need to watch. This promo was a testament to just how good Samoa Joe is on the mic. It achieved 10 times as much as far as audience investment goes as the opening promo, and in half the time. For my money, Samoa Joe is the best talker in WWE today, not including Paul Heyman, but the best wrestler talker in WWE today, and this promo was the perfect example of that. Joe then offers a handshake to Kofi Kingston, guaranteeing the safety of all of those near and dear to Kofi, and all he has to do is shake that hand. Will he do it? Tick-tock. Will he balls? Oh shit! Kofi then nails Trouble in Paradise, laying Samoa Joe out, and I absolutely loved this. Kofi, the valiant, brave champion. Joe, the sadistic master of mind games. Terrific stuff. This gets an A, but with a brief side note. Now is the time to pull the trigger on Samoa Joe. This guy has WWE Champion written all over him, but unfortunately he's been built up so many times only to fail at the last hurdle, and words can only get you so far. If he loses again, it's gonna really hurt him. Now is the time to make Samoa Joe the WWE Champion, and let's not wait until SummerSlam. Let's do it at Extreme Rules. Apollo versus Andrade is up next in what is hopefully the culmination of their sort of mini feud. A solid match. It's really difficult to care about Apollo Crews. He's really very good in the ring, but has absolutely no character at all, so it's just very difficult as an audience to invest in him. So the sensible thing here would be for Andrade to pick up the win, and that's exactly what happened. Zelina Vega with the Hurricane Rana on the outside, and then the Hammerlock DDT from Andrade to Apollo. 1, 2, 3, your winner is Andrade. Very happy with that. It gets a B-. As I say, I do like Apollo, so I'm happy with this not being a totally clean win for Andrade, but at the same time, I don't really want to see those two wrestle anymore unless there's a really big reason for that to happen. Meanwhile, Andrade, one of my favorite wrestlers. The guy is tremendous and should have bigger fish to fry than Apollo Crews, so hopefully we'll see him progress. Maybe a nice IC title feud with Finn, although he's sort of taken up with Nakamura at the moment. I say that, wasn't even on TV. No sign of Finn, no sign of Nakamura this week. Well done. Alistair Black now with a quick promo saying when he opened the door last week, no one was there. Cock tease. Knock tease. Give us a subscribe. Mandy versus Ember is up next, and this was pretty decent too. Mandy has actually come, I think, a long way in the ring. She hit a great knee strike, and all of her offense felt very vicious. However, she is put away with the Eclipse. This one gets a C+. I don't really have too much to say here. I like Ember Moon a lot, so I'm glad that she won. That is the extent of my analysis. I guess the next thing that we'll see is Sonya and Mandy teaming up to face Carmella and Ember, I guess? Where the hell are the Kabuki Warriors? Shelton Benjamin then looks around a bit and smiled. But it's main event time. It is the team of Heavy Machinery taking on Dolph Ziggler and Kevin Owens. The winners will, of course, go on to the triple threat match at Extreme Rules. And before I continue, big fan of the tag team scene main eventing the weekly TV show. That is how you make the tag team titles feel like a big deal. Well done. The New Day and Daniel Bryan and Rowan are on commentary for this one and do a good job of elevating the feud while not detracting from the action happening in the ring. Well, for a bit anyway. However, things quickly break down as all four men start brawling, and then Xavier Woods is thrown through the announce table by Eric Rowan. Just Rowan now. And then when we come back from commercial break, they've all vanished. Spooky. All good stuff in the second half of the match. Heavy Machinery are consistently entertaining to watch, while definitely not being the best wrestlers in the world, but I still like watching them. And Dolph Ziggler selling like a maniac for Otis made him look like a real beast. Dolph then accidentally nails Kevin Owens with the super kick, allowing Heavy Machinery to hit the compactor, picking up the win, progressing to the triple threat tag team match at Extreme Rules, and leaving Kevin Owens to feud with Dolph Ziggler, I guess. Poor bastard. Fun enough match, this one gets a B. It was good to see all of the brawling happen in the first half of the match and not mess around with the finish too much, especially with it being the main event. It's very difficult to be excited about a Kevin Owens-Dolph Ziggler feud when a title isn't even involved. But if Kevin Owens just comes out on top and then progresses back to the main event picture, then I'm fine with it. And maybe that's why we saw Owens take on a more babyface role last night, because they need a hot, fresh babyface to challenge the new WWE champion after Extreme Rules, Samoa Joe. Big lads wrestling. That's what I want. I like this episode of SmackDown. It gets a B from me. The perplexing Nikki Cross, Alexa Bliss, Bayley booking aside, I largely enjoyed everything. There was no real standout match, but also there were no really bad matches either. And we had a hell of a promo from Joe. So yes, another episode of SmackDown and another B. Why is the letter B so cool? Because it's sitting in the middle of the AC. See you next time, cocks. Thanks for watching. Let us know what you think in the comments down below. You can follow us on Twitter at Cultaholic. You can find us on Facebook at facebook.com/Cultaholic. If you enjoy what we do here at Cultaholic, you can pledge to us on Patreon. That's patreon.com/Cultaholic. And most importantly, don't forget to hit subscribe and join us.